So just imagine this. You're in your house. It's night and it's dark. And you're hearing something behind the wall. Scratches maybe. Noises, bumps in the night. And you probably think, well, since it's a rental, maybe it's rats, maybe it's mice. I actually had mice. When I lived in Green Lake, before I got married, I rented a very old house with 3 other friends of mine. At one point, 4 other friends of mine. And we lived in this house that was over 100 years old, just super old. And we had mice in the walls. Have you ever had mice in the walls of your apartment?
No.
Okay.
Ew.
It's a horrible thing because you're literally, my bed was against the wall and I'm laying there at night and I just hear like against the wall as I'm sleeping at night, just like pitter patter. I don't know if that's coming through for the audience, listening audience, but just little scratches behind the wall. It's disgusting. It's horrible. But it happens. You just never know what's behind the wall. So you have these folks, and this was it. This was in Clackamas County. Clackamas County Sheriff's Office put out this post. I'm going to read you some of this because it's awful, but it's kind of got a happy ending. Ironically, it happened in Happy Valley. A witness reported seeing a man who is not known to live in this apartment complex parking his car and walking to the back of one of the buildings. The witness also noticed that the door to the crawl space of that building was open and that light was coming from the inside. They followed the person around till they thought they might be obvious, and they let the guy go, and then they realized that the door had been closed. So presumably he went inside. So they call up the local sheriff's office, the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office, who then respond to the call. They come out to the site, and they see that the crawl space door is closed, and now it's locked, but there is a light inside with extension cords running through an air vent nearby. So very suspicious. People are probably scratching their heads saying, oh, what could that be? It would be very like an ingenious mouse if this is a mouse or a rat. What was that movie back in the 80s? I loved it. It was...
Spike's not here. I'm not going to be able to help you.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm so sorry.
Andrew, what's the movie I'm thinking of? She was a rat. She was a mouse, and she had to go to the rats, and she's trying to get help for her son. Please look this up. Everyone's going to hate me for
is it The Rats of Nim?
The Rats of Nim. Yes.
I read the book.
You knew it.
Yeah.
I knew the movie. I didn't read the book as a kid, but I knew the movie. Anyway, it was not a rat. They call up that would have been charming if it was, and amazing. But so the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office calls the owner of the building, and they say, ring, ring, ring. Owner picks up, and they say, hey, by the way, we're here at one of your facilities or one of your buildings, and it looks like somebody had access to the crawl space underneath the building. Should they be down there? And the guy says, absolutely not. So he meets them. He gives them a key. Clackamas County Sheriff's Office goes and tries to unlock the lock. It's not working, which means a new lock has been placed on it. So they have to break this thing open. Then they break it open. Do we have pictures we're going to show on the YouTube page here? This is what they found inside. It's actually kind of nice. They could turn this into an HGTV show, I think, just like crawl space flips. This guy... They found a 40-year-old guy who had decided to make this his home. He went inside. He put a bunch of lights in, as you can see. If you're watching on the YouTube page. If you're not, I will describe it for you. There are lights that you can buy. Everybody has them. They're from Costco. You put them outside, and suddenly your yard looks inviting. This also works for crawl spaces. So he has done the same thing here. He's put these hanging, twinkling lights in his crawl space, which it does cast a lovely light in such a dour space.
It really highlights the wood beams.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Yeah, it reflects, and it's and the natural wood color is so lovely. The insulation, not so nice. The dirt floor, not so nice. But whatever. So he also has a bed in here. He has multiple TVs, according to the sheriff's office. I don't know why you would need multiple TVs in a space like this. But he's running all of this stuff off of these extension cords. You can see there he's got food supplies. This is his home. He has made a home out of this place. They also found... they said they found a pipe with white residue that tested positive for methamphetamine. Was also found, according to the sheriff's office. That's a bad deal. You don't want somebody living under your house, but you especially don't want them under there.
That does explain why it was so finished in there.
Yeah, he was awake, for sure. He had a lot of energy to get it done. So they arrested this guy. Here's the part of the story that's all craziness.
There's the TV, by the way, if you're watching the live stream. He's kind of got almost like a sunken den type of situation. Then he's strung up what looks like a curved computer monitor to kind of act as a TV.
Where does he get all this stuff? That's a nice monitor. Meth. You get on meth, you'll find what you need. Don't do it. Don't get on meth. You end up living underneath a house like a mole man. So he's arrested. Here's the crazy part of the story. This jumped out at me, and I was going to see if you guys had the same instinct. He's arrested, and he's booked, and they charge him with first degree and unlawful possession for the meth they found. First degree burglary for, breaking into this place and all this different stuff that he had. And the judge in this case set bail at $75,000. That seems totally appropriate to me. So if he's going to, if he bails out before his trial with through a bondsman, it's going to be $7,500, whatever. I don't know if that's achievable for him. Maybe he's going to be, he's living under a house, so I imagine it's not. But $75,000 bail. We did a story earlier in the show about a guy who tried to pull a bikini barista through the window and kidnap her. He's being charged with first degree kidnapping, which is a Class A felony in our state. It's a big deal. And he was released on a cashless bail. Does that make any sense to you? If you were going to have to be near somebody, would you rather be next to Mole Man or the attempted kidnapper? And he's on video, like admitting to the kidnapping. He says, yeah, I attempted to do it. I was in a bad mental state at the time. I'd broken up with a girlfriend, yada, yada, possibly drunk or high. And, it was a moment of weakness, which is not really a thing that most people have, so I don't buy the excuse. But the point is, cashless bail in that situation, and this guy gets $75,000. I think, put bail on both of them. That would be my suggestion. It's they both have bail. Create a barrier before they get back out onto the street to possibly do something crazy again or to tunnel under somebody's house.